sand trade moratorium. Honorable Speaker, the public petition by youth group of Kautandini Sandyard seeking clarification and collaborative action during His Excellency the Governor's 60-day sand trade moratorium was presented in the County Assembly on 2nd December
Chairperson, we are aware of the details. We are aware of those details. Having received that petition as it was, which was read, what is the response to that petition? In the interest of time.
So you're not interested in the prayers either?
I read the prayers before.
Okay, Mr. Speaker. In the petition, the petitioners allege that, I think I have to read what they alleged so that I can give the response according, the response to each prayer. The Kautandini Sandyard had a valid operating license number that LSC0013. The sand held at the Kautandini Sandyard was being sourced from Kajiado County and transported to the yard with valid transport permits and documentation issued by the competent authorities in Kajiado County and by the transport agencies, paying all necessary levies at all checkpoints in Makueni, particularly the one at Ngamba area. The petitioners do the loading and offloading of sand trucks, stockpiling the sand, and performing manual sorting at the sandyard. The petitioners work with nearby Sand Authority team and local community to protect local rivers from illegal sand harvesting through reporting them to the local county government authority when noticed. The petitioners prayed that the County Assembly of Makueni intervenes to ensure as follows. I'll skip that, Honorable Speaker. Consideration by the committee. Section 53AB of the petition to the County Assembly's Procedure Act 2020 provides that the relevant County Assembly Committee may, when considering the petition, invite petitioners to clarify or submit further information. The committee sought for clarification from the ECM, Lands, Urban Planning and Development, Environment and Climate Change, and the Management of the Sand Authority, which was responded to. Further, the committee held a consultative meeting with the Sand Authority Management on 29th January 2026. The following clarifications were submitted. Engagement with youth representatives or the petitioners. In response to the concerns on Sand Authority, on County Sand Conservation and Utilization Authority, enforcement team held a stakeholder engagement meeting on 10th with sand loaders and dealers at Kautandini Sandyard. The attendance included loaders, yard dealers, officers from the revenue unit, the acting ward admin, enforcement officials from the authority. The key issues raised were loss of livelihood during the moratorium period, concerns about school fees, loan repayments, and daily survival. A complaint regarding an unlicensed sandyard operating at Ulu Block 3, request for improved working conditions, safety measures, and social welfare systems. The meeting resolved, among other points, to 1, the sand yard must be fenced and secured. Loaders must be formally registered with the authority. Minimum age of 18 years, zero tolerance to drugs, alcohol, and proper conduct must be enforced. Mandatory provision of personal protective equipment, PPEs, formation of a welfare group for social protection, full adherence to the laws governing the sand harvesting and trading in Makueni County. Recommendations were also made for strengthened monitoring, community sensitization, accurate record keeping, and continued compliance enforcement. These findings form an important part of the authority's ongoing stakeholder engagement process. Based on the executive order and subsequent enforcement activities, formally clarified the following. The scope of the moratorium. The moratorium applied specifically to all sand harvesting and utilization activities within Kilome sub-county, irrespective of the end user or intermediary. The intent was not to prohibit lawful trade involving sand sourced from other counties. However, enforcement teams applied precautionary approach to prevent contravention and exploitation of the moratorium. This compliance-first approach temporarily affected operations at the licensed yards, including Kautandini. B, the licensed sand yards trading in sand from outside Makueni. The authority acknowledged the petitioner's claim that their sand extracted from any riverbed within Makueni. Verification process was underway to confirm this position. Upon verification, the intent of the executive order while mitigating social economic hardship. Youth livelihoods and social protection. The authority recognized the genuine economic hardship faced by the youth and their families. And D, stakeholder engagement. The authority would continuously convene stakeholder consultation sessions with the youth group, yard owners, enforcement officers, and the sub-county administration to define operational measures and enhance communication and compliance mechanisms. The authority reaffirmed its commitment to balancing, and as from 2nd February 2026, So, Honorable Speaker, these are the findings by the committee. The committee observed that Kautandini Sandyard was duly licensed to undertake sand trade and relied on sand harvested and transported from Kilome sub-county. 3, there was no record of continuous community sensitization by the authority on matters sand harvesting and utilization. Duly licensed, it was not fenced, regulated, and the loaders were not registered with the authority. Contrary to Section 31(2) of the Makueni County Sand 15.5, there were undersigned routes used by transporters to ferry sand, there were undesignated routes used by the transporters to ferry sand in the area. 6, there was no enforcement officer and a revenue officer from Makueni County Sand Conservation and Utilization Authority stationed at the yard to monitor its operations and collect revenue while ensuring that the yard operated within the confines of the Makueni County Sand Conservation and Utilization Act. The committee recommendations, Honorable Speaker. The committee recommends that 1, Makueni County Sand Conservation and Utilization Authority ensure that within 60 days, Kautandini Sandyard, after having complied with the set guidelines and be licensed and allowed to operate with pursuant to Section 31 of the Makueni County Sand Conservation and Utilization Act. 2, that the Kautandini Sandyard be fenced by June 2026 for security purposes and ensure controlled access to only the loaders registered with the authority, pursuant to Section 31(2) of the Makueni County Sand Conservation and Utilization Act and the authorized sand transporters. 3, that the Makueni Sand Conservation and Utilization Authority should only designate the Ulu Kautandini Road as the only sand transport route and close all other transport corridors within the area for ease of surveillance. Continuous assessment of compliance would see the authority open up other roads, but after consultation with the community and stakeholders in the area. 4, to ensure socioeconomic improvement, the persons operating in Kautandini Sandyard should establish a welfare group or SACCO duly registered with the relevant bodies within 60 days after adoption of this report. A proposed book of records should also be kept. And 5, that the Makueni County Sand Conservation and Utilization Authority should continuously undertake community sensitization on laws governing sand harvesting and trading in Makueni County. Continuous monitoring should be undertaken at Kautandini Sandyard to ensure it operates within the compliance of the law. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Member for Casco.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Although I had not requested, but Mr. Speaker, on the issues of sand at Kilome constituency, there was a very serious ban from the governor, and what followed from there, it was lifted, but he went ahead and said that the only remedy for the living was that it has been designed for domestic use and domestic use only. But not, Speaker, in Kilome constituency, it is not limited to Kaskio or Muka or wherever. It will affect all the wards, all the 3 wards. Thank you.
Honorable. Honorable Elizabeth. Leader of Majority.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to thank the committee for doing this petition with the seriousness it deserves, and Honorable Speaker for bringing out what actually the petitioners were requesting to be brought out. Honorable Speaker, I only have 2 issues with the report. One, we have a finding in the report which says there was no revenue officer or enforcement officer at that site. And Honorable Speaker, as you know, the mandate of the county government is to collect revenue. So I thought there should be a recommendation that in future, enforcement officers and revenue officers should be monitoring that particular route. I'm very happy about the designating a particular route for the transportation of sand, if it's from Masailand to Kambani or even from any other site, which is designated for sand harvesting, even in Makueni County. But now the problem comes when these lorries use our roads, Honorable Speaker. If you designate a road and a site and a road for that purpose, the Sand Authority should be able to repair that road after the harvesting is over. So I thought the committee should also have captured that, because we are the custodians of that particular act, the Sand Conservation and Utilization Act, which we passed in this assembly, and we know it gives the community a percentage of the revenues gotten from the sale of sand. So, Honorable Speaker, probably I would request the committee, if possible, or even your directions, use your wisdom to direct this, because we know there are sand dams which should have been constructed by the Sand Authority. Although not in this petition, but we have issues with the Sand Authority. There are sand dams which are supposed to have been, by now, constructed by the Sand Authority. We would like to know what they have done within the period they've been operating. Honorable Speaker, one of the greatest harvesting sites, sand harvesting sites, is in my border with Ukia Ward and KA Ward. And Honorable Speaker, I can tell you, Ukia refused with their roads. They don't ferry sand through Ukia. They don't ferry sand through KA, but they ferry sand through my ward. And it comes as a request from my community when they say they want the money, the small money for loading and probably harvesting, things like that. But those roads, they destroy them. Those roads are destroyed within the period of the harvesting. So we should find a method of holding the Sand Authority accountable. So, Honorable Speaker, probably if you advise, we can have a separate statement capturing on those issues, so that we don't write on this petition, but come up with some issues with the Sand Authority, and probably try to explore the act and see how we can enrich it for the purposes of sand harvesting in Makueni, so that it might bring some accountability and it might bring back some justice to the people of Makueni. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Chairperson, on the issues raised.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. First, I want to do a rider that I had skipped, and also to inform the Honorable Majority that pursuant to Section 54, subsection 4 of the Petition and County Assemblies Procedure Act 2020, as read together with Standing Order 230, I presented this report to the Assembly for information and action on the recommendations. Further, Mr. Speaker, what he has said is okay, because this particular petition was specific to Kautandini Sandyard. So if he wants general recommendations on the operations of the Sand Authority, then he can raise that statement, and we will gladly interrogate it and bring a response to this House, Honorable Speaker. His query, I think, has also been answered by recommendation number 5, that the authority should continuously undertake community sensitization on laws governing sand harvesting and trading in Makueni County, and continuous monitoring be undertaken to ensure it operates within the compliance of the law. So it is up to them to ensure that it's operating within the compliance of the law, and monitoring is, of course, done by their officers. So, Honorable Speaker, I think that is taken care of. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Very well, honorable members. Petitioners presented by the chairperson of environment to be conveyed to the executive committee member of environment and climate change, and the petitioners a copy to the respective member of the county assembly. Next is the chairperson committee on lands on a petition regarding a Makindu Lord Park.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have a report. Remember asking whether we have a report. We have a very good report here, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the petition by residents of Makindu Ward regarding the Makindu Rolly Park, the open air market, public land was presented into this assembly on 6 May 2025 by the Honorable Speaker on behalf of the petitioners, pursuant to the provisional standing order 222-1A, and was brought to the Sectoral Committee on Lands and Urban Planning Development for consideration. The Speaker's standing orders 229-2 provides that whenever a petition is committed to the Sectoral Committee, the committee shall, in not more than 60 calendar days from the time of reading the prayer, respond to the petitioner by a way of report addressing to the petitioner all petitioners laid to the table of the county assembly. The Speaker, sir, upon receiving the petition, the committee wrote to the executive committee, climate, lands and urban planning, environment and climate change on 6 May 2025 via letter reference MCA lands to correspondent 2025-12, requesting for his input on the matter. The ECM responded to the above request through a letter dated on 14th of May 2025, advising the land use planning complainants contained in the petition best addressed through the County Physical and Land Use Planning Liaison Committee, in line with Section 78 of the Physical and Land Use Planning Act of PLAP 2019. In its consideration of the petition, the committee also planned a meeting with the petitioners on 21st January 2026 at Makindu Social Hall. The meeting, however, failed to take place following disruption by rowdy youth. Members noted that Section 5.3 of Petition to the County Assembly's Procedure Act 2020 provides that the relevant County Assembly Committee may then, when considering the petition, 1, invite the petitioner to clarify or submit such further information as a committee may consider it necessary, and B, make a site visit if it is deemed necessary to do so. The committee resolved immediately to go ahead and finalize its report, through which it will guide the petitioners on how to refer the matter to the County Physical and Land Use Planning Liaison Committee, in line with Section 78 of the Physical and Land Use Planning Act, PLAP 2019, which stipulates the functions of the committee. Mr. Speaker, the committee made the following findings: that the concerns raised touch on the administration of the public land and the land use planning, and 2, that the concerns raised are interconnected with the recent approval of land physical and land use plan, that is for Makindu town. Mr. Speaker, the petition is mainly against the decision made by the county government of Makueni, which is a planning authority with respect to the county fiscal and land use development plan. 4, the Section 77 of the Fiscal Land Use Plan Act 2029 established the County Fiscal and Land Use Planning Liaison Committee, which is mandated to, among others, hear appeals against decision made by the planning authority with respect to physical and land use planning and development plans. 5, that the petition be best addressed through the County Physical and Land Use Planning Liaison Committee in line with Section 78, the Physical and Land Use Planning Act 2019, and the 6th, that the Physical and Land Use Planning Liaison Committee regulations provides the appeals application form as in Appendix 7. So, Mr. Speaker, having considered the petition in the recommendation, committee recommends that the petitioners launch an appeal through the County Physical and Land Use Planning Liaison Committee, guided by Section 8 of the Physical and Land Use Planning Act of 2019, and the Physical and Land Use Planning Liaison Committee regulations. Mr. Speaker, I take this opportunity to thank all members of the committee for their input and valuable contribution during the consideration of the above petition. And on behalf of the committee, I wish to thank your office and that of the clerk for their logistical support. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the members of the Lands Committee and Urban Planning Development, it is my pleasure and duty to present the committee report on the public petition by residents of Makindu regarding the Makindu Roll Park and Open Air Market. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chairperson, Budget and Appropriation Committee. Clerk, provide me with a copy of that petition. Chairperson, Budget and Appropriation Committee. I've asked for a list of committee membership. Chair, there's a petition regarding a Kalawa ward budget and Kabonzweni ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I have 3 petitions. I think you will allow me to take them through.
One by one.
One by one, that is. I can start with the Kalawa, which did not have a lot to be done, Honorable Speaker. You allow me to go to the presentation of the petition and then go to recommendations, observation and findings. Later, I will do the recommendation, Honorable Speaker. Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker. The public petition by the residents of Kalawa Ward regarding alteration of financial year 2025-2026 program-based budget in violation of public participation principles and devolution objectives was tabled at the floor of the House on Wednesday, 20th August 2025, and committed to the Budget and Appropriation Committee to report back to the petitioners by way of report in 60 days, pursuant to Standing Order 232.
Chairperson, can you give us the responses to the petition? I read the background and the grounds of petition.
Okay.
You have the responses.
Yes.
Give us the responses to the petition.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Page 5, second paragraph.
I wanted to start 6, but it's okay. I can do 5. Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker. The Budget and Appropriation Committee took up the matter of the petition and wrote a letter to the County Executive Committee member for Finance, Planning, Budget, and Revenue through a letter referenced MCA BGT CORR 2025-2027 dated 1st December 2025. Section 15 of the County Government Act 2012 stipulates that person has a right to petition account assembly to consider any matter with its authority, including enacting, amending, or repealing any of the its legislation. In addition to Section 88 of the County Government Act 2012, provide that citizens have a right to petition to the county government on any matter under the responsibility of the county government. Further, Section 89 of the County Government Act 2012 provides county government authorities, agencies, and agents have a duty to respond expeditiously to petitions and challenges from the citizens. Notably, Section 5.3 of the Petition to County Assemblies Procedure Act 2020 provide that the relevant county assembly committee may, when considering the petition, invite the petitioner to clarify or submit such further information as the committee may consider necessary. B, make a site visit if it is deemed necessary to do so. The committee invited the petitioners to a consultative meeting through a letter referenced MCA/BGT/CORL/2025-2026 dated on 1st December 2025. Findings. Honorable Speaker, the committee found that the County Assembly conducted validation and public participation on the financial year 2025-2026 budget estimates. 2, the ward allocation for Kalau was approved in the financial year 2025-2026 budget with amendments. 3, implementation of Mutula care requires a policy framework. These are our recommendations, Honorable Speaker. The committee recommended that civic education should be conducted to inform citizens that pursuant to Section 131 of Public Finance Management Act 2012, the County Assembly can approve budget estimates submitted by the County Executive with or without amendments upon conducting public participation and consulting other relevant stakeholders. Honorable Speaker, there are other relevant stakeholders which are included when we are coming up with a budget, like the CBEF, and also control budget and all that, Honorable Speaker. So the citizens should know also they are not the final, but we have to consult other stakeholders so that we can come up with a good budget. 2, the County Assembly harmonized the views received from public resorting to amendment due to need for citizen access and affordability to quality health care services, as well as prioritization of basic needs such as water access, roads improvement, and development of education infrastructure. 3, the department has developed a policy other supporting Makueni Social Protection Bill 2025 and Makueni Utrapua Graduation Policy 2024 that has been approved by the County Assembly to guarantee that beneficiaries identified are the most deserving. Besides, UHC implementation is guided by the national policies and that is Social Health Insurance Act 2023, the Digital Health Act 2023, the Facility Improvement Act 2023, and the Primary Health Act 2023. So, Honorable Speaker, those are the recommendations, our findings and recommendation of Kalawa. Honorable Speaker, I don't know whether I can go straight to their questions and how we... Can I read the questions and how we interrogate it? All the recommendations are fine, Honorable Speaker.
That's the first petition?
Yes.
You done with Kalawa petition?
The Kalawa petition.
Yes. The second petition?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. This is the petition by residents of Kadonzweni Ward regarding the unilateral amendment of the financial year 2025-2026 ward budget by the member of the County Assembly for the ward. Mr. Speaker, you will allow me to go to the findings and the recommendations.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm wondering because I'm not following the chair and budget, Mr. Speaker. He was to give us the report of the petition from Kalawa residents about the budget, Mr. Speaker. And now he is talking about Kadonzweni, Mr. Speaker. I thought these are different issues, Mr. Speaker. If we could be allowed, we clear with the petition from Kalawa, then we move to the other petition, if there is another petition, Mr. Speaker. Because lumping them together like that, Mr. Speaker, is like confusing the assembly. Because when we respond, Mr. Speaker, when we are responding, and Mr. Speaker, we don't have the paper, the hard copies of the petition. That this is very important.
Soft copies have been shared with you. We no longer use hard copies, that you know.
That one I know, Mr. Speaker, but what I'm trying to say is that we need to deal with the petition from Kalawa first. Then we move to the
Very
petition.
Well. You have an issue on Kalawa? You have a question on Kalawa?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, what the chairman read is just, I think it's observation and recommendation from the committee, Mr. Speaker. We would have liked to hear what exactly the petitioners wanted and the issues that were raised by the petitioner, Mr. Speaker, so that we can connect the issues raised by the petitioners and the response from the chair, Mr. Speaker. We cannot just hear the observations and the recommendations and that is that. We need to hear what the people from Kalawa wanted in the petition, so that we can connect properly with what the chair is telling us. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chairperson, have you addressed the issues raised by the petitioner? That is a question by Honorable Moki.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, we addressed the issues which were raised by the petitioners. And Honorable Mwaniki wanted to know the specific question which were raised by the petitioners and our response as a committee after interrogation. So I just wanted to read all the questions and also how we addressed them, although I had already given our findings and the recommendation, Honorable Speaker.
But we read the question that were responded to. Honorable Moki, what is your specific issue that you have with the question? Which question do you have a problem with?
Mr. Speaker, the matter being a petition, Mr. Speaker,
Do you have a specific matter or is everything?
I cannot recall what the petitioners requested.
So you want
That
him
is,
to-
Yeah, to hear what they say,
So you want him to...
to go through the
The
petition.
list is on your phone. We share the list and you have a tablet, correct? As big as this paper, a black one, Samsung. Honorable Mok, you have a tablet which has a soft copy. You
Mr.
can...
Speaker, I don't know whether you are getting my question.
What is it?
My question is, Mr. Speaker, when the chair rose to read the report, Mr. Speaker, you directed the chair to go to the responses, Mr. Speaker. And the public is reasoning, Mr. Speaker, we are online. When you tell the chair to go straight to the responses, Mr. Speaker, the citizens of Kalawa are not followed. They won't get. Mr. Speaker, they would like to hear what the chair is saying about their petition. That is my question, the issue of the matter, Mr. Speaker. It is the petition is not for the assembly, it is for the citizens, and they are following, Mr. Speaker. I think, Mr. Speaker, now I'm clear.
Let's hear what you want to follow. What do you want?
Mr. Speaker,
We want to follow your route now.
what I'm saying, the petition is not for this assembly, Mr. Speaker. It was brought by the people of Kalawa, the citizens of Makueni. And we are online, Mr. Speaker, they are following. They would like to hear how
Honorable-
the chair
Honorable,
handles the petition.
this is
when
how-
you were saying go to the
This is
response,
how
they won't follow.
petitions are. These are how petitions are processed. At the conclusion, the petition report will be communicated to the petitioners. They will read. What will happen here is not interrogation, it's presentation. Okay? 2, the speaker may allow comments from members, but there's a limited time. Reason means, even if you debate for an hour and you not give your input to the petition when it was an interrogation, it will not be meaningful. But this response will go to the petitioners, will not go to ourselves.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So, in
Thank
fact,
you,
even the chair may not have read all of it, we would have conveyed it satisfactory, let it be conveyed to the petitioners. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Unless member Fukalawa has a question on that matter. You have? He doesn't have. Proceed to the next one.
The next one is Kathonsweni petition. Honorable Speaker, this one is very straightforward. The petitioners, they brought a list.
Where are you reading from?
I'm not reading because it's on
Do
one.
you have a response to the petition?
Yes, a finding. The finding is that the committee found out that the petition presented to the committee lacked authenticity and the petitions withdrew it during the committee meetings.
I think I gave directions on that petition.
That is Kathonsweni.
Yes. That there lacks authenticity. How was the petition admitted? You have questioned the admittance of that petition if it lacks authenticity. It means first one, it was not signed for, and if it was signed, the documents were forged, and if they were not forged, there were no contracts.
Okay, Honorable Speaker, can I clarify on that? There was a list of petitioners, and that list of petitioners was just a list of members who attended County Annual Development Plan.
Proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I'm saying that the list of petitioners, that is, it was a copy of a public participation which was done for County Annual Development Plan in the month of September, October, somewhere there. You will find that some of the petitioners who are listed there, according to them, were executive officers.
To help me,
Yes.
don't give us your oral submissions.
Okay.
Read to us a petition indicating these are the findings. Some of the names contained in the petition are Mr. So-and-so, ward administrator, Mr. So-and-so, health officer, Mr. So-and-so, and therefore, in our own observation, this petition is not by citizens, but is a list attached for public participation, including public and executive. So that you can clear us.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We have We have the list with us here. I just want to read the names which are from the officers. I will start with the Philip M. Katunga, Climate Change, Kadonzweni. And then we have Anthony Mongela Wambua, Male Youth Representative, I think.
Chair, we do not have time.
Okay, Honorable Speaker, I just wanted to name Anna K. Kimilu, Ward Development Officer. We have Caroline Muendo, Village Administrator, Kadonzweni. We have Rabel Muicha, Ward Village Administrator, Mbuvo. Aaron M. Watu, and I think there was another list, the names of the executive, even the Office of Finance, Honorable Speaker, which was also in the list.
So that is what was attached as a basis.
It was what was attached as a
the
petition.
basis of
as
the
list.
petition.
Yes.
What is your submission?
We have said that it lacked authenticity because it was a forged document to us, which was just a duplicate of the list of the members who participated in County Annual Development Plan.
So is that document forged?
Yes.
That document is not forged. It's an original document of another activity.
Yes, for another activity.
So your findings should not indicate it's forged. It is that the signatures on the petitions are not meeting the requirements of petition because they have joined members of county executive and members of public, who, in your own observation, is a list of an ADP or another activity. And petitioners supposed to be ordinary citizens' petitions only. As simple as that.
You bring a document.
You don't have to be vindictive. Get my point. You are not in a court of law. Chairperson, now you get my point.
Okay,
I'm afraid the word forgery would be too much. You just need to qualify that sentiment, just as you've read, that the list indicated there. In fact, it is possible that even the officer signed the petition?
No, it was very well indicated that it was for the annual development plan.
So just say that the names as indicated, there were a mixture of this and ABCD and the shielding
and also
headline.
the petitioners withdrew the petition.
Okay, do you have a letter? So that we save time for withdrawal.
I think.
Or answered record?
I don't have the letter.
Or submission by the petitioner?
They agreed that at that moment, Honorable Speaker.
Chair, so the petition is not withdrawn. Either it is withdrawn either it is disqualified by your own findings, or it is withdrawn by way of a letter, or by way of oral submissions. So you need to indicate in your report, during submissions on this particular day, one Mr. X, Y, Z, and so, they confirmed that they have withdrawn the petition. And it is on answered record. I would have cleared the matter a long time ago.
Okay.
Why I'm telling you that the document is not forged, it is that document is not forged, it is practical. It's a government document. So it's the wrong document for a right question. So just revise, make it simple. Please go revise your petition and let it have findings that the document supporting the petition bears signatures of public officers and members of public, and members of public are supposed to be separate from officers, and public officers do not raise a petition. And therefore that raises questions on whether these were names for.
But Honorable Speaker, you have been lenient to those people. How can they bring a list of all the names of another activity and assume that is, and they claim that is the list of petitioners.
So what recommendations have you made against those people who forged the document? Because now I want to ask you to give us a recommendation on the action should be taken against the forged. When you use the word forged, I will ask you that we must deal with the matter to conclusion.
Yeah, even if
And therefore, please may you retreat our committee and make recommendations on the forgery, including inquiry. Is that the direction you want to take?
yes, why not?
The word
Honorable
forgery
Speaker?
cannot escape speaker.
Yes. You see, we cannot allow people just to go outside there and pick any document and bring it here, Honorable Speaker.
Fair enough. Now that you've indicated it's forgery, please may you proceed and do the necessary as required by law, so that there are recommendations on what you are calling forgery. Then you resubmit that petition.
Thank you.
It can't be left. If it's a forgery, it's a criminal offense. It can't be left hanging. Chairperson. So don't be tough and lenient. Either you close the matter or we pursue investigation.
I think I was very much lenient when I said it lacked authenticity. At that point, I was very lenient. I did not want to go to that direction. You cannot bring a list of another activity and claim that to be petitioner's list.
So which words have you used? Authenticity or forged?
Authenticity.
Not forged.
Not forged. That
Okay.
I was being lenient, but now you are
fair
pushing me.
enough.
You see, Honorable Speaker, you are taking the side of Honorable Monique to debate. Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Chairperson, you're out of order. I've been taking your side for too long. This petition ought to have been concluded within 60 days. I'm afraid it's almost 4 or 5 months. I've been taking your sides. No, you are becoming thankless.
So, Honorable Speaker, I think
Have
we
you
are
forgotten
lenient.
that I have to bear with you even when you're absent?
Members are present here, Honorable Speaker, for the budget. And
The usual
committee.
nobody.
No.
Can I get you the list?
You
And the order paper?
Last time, Mbalu was to execute the matter.
The petition was not ready.
It
I
was,
have sided with you. Thank me, Chair Budget.
your matter is here.
You are a good person. So, Pastor, thank me a little bit. Now, if it lacks authenticity, if that is the word, then that is lenient and that is closes the matter. I thought you have used forged because forged must follow with investigations.
Okay, thank you. Also, I've received a letter of withdrawal from the
Thank you.
citizens.
Now, in that case, read the withdrawal and we close the matter.
Yes, because they knew the path they were taking was not
Yes,
that symbol.
Go ahead.
Honorable citizens of Kadonzweni Ward, PO Box 135, 9032, Kadonzweni, 15 December 2012. The Speaker of Makueni County Assembly, PO Box 572, 90300, Makueni. Withdrawal of the petition dated 14 August 2025 for Kadonzweni Ward. I hereby write this letter on behalf of the citizens of Kadonzweni to confirm the above stated agenda. As the citizens of Kadonzweni, we have withdrawn the previous petition and the ward budget amendments. Thank you for the audience. Yours faithfully, Kadonzweni Ward, CRP. CC to clerk of the County Assembly, ECM Finance, and the County Attorney. It's just a signature now.
Fair enough. Honorable members, following the withdrawal of that petition, the matter has since been rested. Next order. Yes, Honorable Moki.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate the work of the Chair and Budget, Mr. Speaker, because he has gone through the petition, Mr. Speaker, and even producing
What is your point of order?
I was not starting on a point of order, Mr. Speaker. I said before we move to the next, because we are in petitions, I have an issue.
What
on
is the issue?
petitions, Mr. Speaker. And I was thanking the Chair, Budget, because he has concluded the issue of Kadonzweni Kalawa, and where there is withdrawal by petitioners, Mr. Speaker, he has read the names, the withdrawal letter. There is this matter from Avendini, Mr. Speaker, I've been talking about. And last week, but one, Mr. Speaker, you directed that the department, the Committee on Health Services, Mr. Speaker, update you on what happened on that issue, because the matter was not concluded.
I recall. Let me ask.
Thank you very much.
Chairperson, Committee on Health. I gave directions on that petition. That petition has never been resolved, as I remember. Chairperson, Committee on Health. Vice Chair. Members of Committee on Health. Oh, now I have a list.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I want to give commitment to respond to that matter next week because we need to interrogate that matter further.
Next week on Monday.
Yeah.
Do that. Next week on Monday on the Bumuki. Next order. Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Before we go to papers, honorable members, there is a petition of Makindu Lorry Park. The recommendations of the committee is that that petition be referred to what do you call it? That pursuant to section 78 of the Physical Land Use Planning Act 2019, that these be referred to the Land Use Planning Liaison Committee through the County Executive Committee member for last. And the respective member should follow up. Leader of the majority party. Chairperson, Committee on Devolution, Public Participation, to table committee's report, Chairperson, Public Accounts Committee, and Chairperson, Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning. Chairperson, Budget. Sorry, Chairperson, Public Accounts Committee. Honorable Leader of the Majority, Chairperson, Committee, Public Accounts. You are ready? I like how you're doing things. You are number 2 to Honorable Mulemba. You will never approach the bench to pick your documents. You are coming second after Honorable Mulemba. He's always equipped with the document. He doesn't know how this table looks like. I commend both of you. Leader of the majority party.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Assembly. 1, the financial year 2026-2027 Makueni County Debt Management Strategy paper. 2, request for approval of an overdraft facility to meet payroll obligations and other short-term operational costs. I lay.
Chairperson, Public Accounts Committee. Before then, the report of the committee, report of the county, not the report, the financial year 2026-2027 Makueni County Debt Management Strategy paper committed to the Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic. No. Really? I'm afraid you have about 8, how many reports are pending? 8 what? Debt Management Strategy paper, Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning to consider it for approval within 30 days, and that the overdraft facility to meet the payroll obligations and other short-term operations costs, Committee on Finance to consider and report back within 7 days. Chairperson, Public Accounts Committee, followed by Chairperson, Committee on Devolution, on the annual report of the Office of the County Attorney.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I request that I lay 3 papers.
What do you say?
I do the 3 papers.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly. The report of the committee, County Public Committee, Public Accounts, sorry, Honorable Speaker, the report of the County Public Accounts Committee on the reconciliation of the report of the Auditor General on the Makueni County Assembly for the year ended 30th June 2025. But Honorable Speaker, the report of the County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the report of the Accountant General on the Makueni County Bursary Fund for the year ended 30th June 2024 and 30th June 2025 laid on the table of the Assembly. Sorry. Honorable Speaker, you know, you have given me a lot of prizes and you have,
I've confused you. You got excited.
You have made me to get confused.
You embarrass yourself.
Let me do the first one, Honorable Speaker, and I repeat. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Assembly. The report of the County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the following, of the report of the Accountant General on the Makueni County Assembly for the year ended 30th June 2025. That is one, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, number two, the report of the County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the report of Accountant General on the Makueni County Bursary Fund for the year ended 30th June 2024 and 30th June 2025. The last one, Honorable Speaker, the report of the County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of on the report of the Accountant General of Makueni County Executive State and Public Officers Car Loan and Mortgage Fund for the year ended 30th June 2025. Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Chairperson, Committee on Devolution. Honorable Moki.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly, the report of the Committee on Devolution, Public Participation, County Administration, and Special Programs.
Chairperson, Committee on Devolution and Public Service. To give a notice of motion, followed by Chairperson, Public Accounts Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion that this Assembly, this Assembly adopts the report of the Public Accounts Committee on consideration on a report of Accountant General on Makueni Executive State and Public Officers Car Loan and Mortgage Fund for the year ended 30th June 2025. Laid on the table of the Assembly on 3rd March 2026. The same, Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, Honorable Speaker, that the Assembly adopts the report of the County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the report of the Accountant General on Makueni County Bursary Fund for the year ended 30th June 2024, 30th June 2025, lay on the table of the Assembly on 3rd March 2023. And the last notice, Honorable Speaker, the Assembly adopts a report of the County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the report of Accountant General on Makueni County Assembly for the year ended 30th June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 3rd March 2026. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Next order. Chairperson, Committee on Devolution, you are ready now? To give a notice of motion?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, Mr. Speaker, that this Assembly adopts the report of the Committee on Devolution, Public Participation, and County Administration Special Programs on the annual report of the Office of the County Attorney for the financial year 2024-2025, laid on the table of this assembly on that February 2026 at 2:30 p.m. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Member from between to request for a statement. Chairperson Committee on Services to respond to a statement as requested by member from Lalema regarding delayed completion of staff headquarters Manyani. Deferred. Chairperson Committee on ICT Education respond to statement requested by member for Elima Ward regarding unpaid terminal dues for ECD teachers. Deferred. Chairperson Committee Budget and Appropriations Committee to respond to statement requested on 12th of March by member from Lalema regarding implementation status of headquarter projects. Deferred. Member is absent. Chairperson Committee on Devolution to respond to a statement as requested on 27th of August by member Fakokwaya regarding inner menace in Tulemani Ward. Chairperson Committee on Devolution. Chairperson Committee on Devolution.
Hello.
President, hello.
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to raise that statement for which has been, was to be raised by Honorable Bernard Tivo Bitini on behalf of the Zero Water Ward, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, these are requests for statement regarding the lack of playgrounds in Watertown and its environs from Chairperson Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services. Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant for provisions of Article 185.3 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Section 39.2 of the County Governments Act 2012, revised 2020, and Standing Order 50 of Makueni County Assembly Standing Orders, I raised to request for a statement from the Chairperson Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services regarding the lack of playgrounds in Watertown and its environs. That includes Wayakako Ward. Mr. Speaker, sir, Watertown is a rapidly growing urban center and home to people of diverse ages, largely men of the youthful age, bracket, who are active and involved in various activities, including sports. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is worth noting with concern that there is not a single county-owned playground in Watertown and its environs. The few playgrounds available in the town belong to schools and the national government sectors such as National Police. Mr. Speaker, sir, for many years, the county government has relied heavily on Unoa Primary School playground as the main playground where all county government-sponsored sporting activities have been hosted. Additionally, the playground was a host to various teams in the town, including football clubs, volleyball teams, basketball teams, handball teams, among others. All these teams held their training and gaming sections at this ground. Unoa Primary School playground was closed down sometime in the year 2025 for the rehabilitation, which included leveling and planting of grass. As a result, all the teams which used to practice and play at the ground were left stranded, and no alternative playground had been identified before the closure of Unoa Playground. Mr. Speaker, sir, as such, the teams were forced to move their training and gaming sections to the police ground to join the other teams which were already using the ground as their training and gaming playground. This caused serious congestion at the ground, hence hampering effective training and adequate play time for the joining teams and the teams already stationed there. Furthermore, the teams are never guaranteed of access to the playground due to competition for use by the other grouping, and hence affecting the training and play programs of the teams. Mr. Speaker, sir, the MKJ Super Tournament is set to kick off mid-March 2026, and is the tradition as the tradition has been, Watertown is expected to host the count finals of this tournament. Mr. Speaker, sir, the chairperson would therefore clarify on the following: whether the department is aware of the dire need of the count-owned playground in Watertown and all its environs, and what the department has done toward the construction of such playgrounds. We have one called Wabiti Stadium, which is supposed to be constructed end time. Should be considered that one. B, the name of all teams by each discipline, which we are using Unua grounds for training and gaming section before its closure, and where those teams were expected to go after the closure of the Unua playground. C, when Unua ground will be reopened, and whether the teams will be allowed back to train and play at the grounds. D, whether the county government intends to hold county-sponsored sports activities, including the upcoming MKJ Super Cup. And E, if such playground identified in D above belong to other institutions or organization, whether agreements to use such grounds have been procured and exclusive access to the ground obtained, provide proof such agreements and reached and access guaranteed. Honorable Speaker, this statement is very, very important based on the fact that as Makueni County government, we don't have a stadium whereby or some playgrounds where our youth can practice and also play from those playgrounds, Honorable Speaker. So I think it should be taken with urgency and with the seriousness, with a lot of seriousness, Honorable Speaker, because we have games which are ongoing. My team came to play here just 2 days ago, Waiyakako ward. We are playing here, but the problem is about the playgrounds. Honorable Speaker, this is on behalf of Ward Member of County Assembly, Honorable Mateso. Thank you.
Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We note the gravity of the matter, and we plead to be given 7 days to get a response from the department. Honorable Speaker, it's important to note that only one playground has been affected, which is probably the biggest, but Honorable Speaker, there are several schools around where we can shop for some playground. So it should not be a problem. Also, there's the issue of, I think I saw a communication that we cannot be holding sports activities on Sundays up to around 2 or 3 p.m. So it's going to affect and delay the matches, Honorable Speaker, considerably. So we need to be serious regarding that matter. So, Honorable Speaker, we ask for 7 days to respond. Thank you.
Chairperson, endeavor to provide a response in 7 days. Chairperson, Committee on Devolution. You're not ready? Chairperson, Committee on Health Services to give a response to statement as quoted by member from Bone Ward regarding equipping of Bone Family Hospital. Chairperson, Committee on Health Services. Honorable Jackson Mulemba. The requester, you have Perhaps you are satisfied with the response.
Honorable Speaker, on that statement, there is a question that was not responded to. So I expected the committee to give the final response. Mr. Speaker, it was about the budget for equipping of that facility. Mr. Speaker, which is already complete and ready for equipping. Mr. Speaker, considering that we are in the 2026-2027 budget making cycle, Mr. Speaker, we expected to see some commitment that the department and the executive are going to consider that issue and allocate monies for equipping of that facility, which is already complete and ready for equipping. Thank you, Speaker.
So next week on Monday at 2:30. What is it, Honorable Felix?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is regard to true statement for Mboni Family Hospital and another
You
one.
have the
for-
response? You have the response?
Yes.
Proceed.
Yes, and another one for equipping of a Mali level 4.
Member is absent. So
Yes, Mr.
Mali is
Speaker,
absent.
there's a commitment letter for the both.
Just hold on. The member from Lale Mali is absent. I've deferred that matter.
Okay.
Can we deal with Mboni?
I'm in possession of a letter, which is a commitment letter to the Department of Health, giving commitment that the department shall actually prioritize allocation of funds to these facilities during the financial year 2026-2027, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and this is from the ECM Health Services, and it's copied to the Governor Makueni, Deputy Governor, the Speaker of County Assembly, Secretary, the County Secretary, Makueni County Government, and the Chairperson Committee on Implementation, Mr. Speaker.
So you need to consider response as a committee and provide a substantive response on Monday at 2:30 p.m. Next order.
Order number 8, motion.
I advise that we proceed to yes, proceed, clerk. You're right.
Order number 8, motion. The report of the Committee on Lands, Urban Planning and Development on the statement regarding the implementation of functions transferred to the Emali Sultan Hamud municipality. Resumption of debate interrupted on 16th February 2026.
Mover of the motion. Chairperson, Committee on Lands. Yes. We have quorum. Honorable Chair, take your seat. Honorable members, on a sitting held on 16th of February 2006, the motion was moved by Honorable Mateso, seconded by Honorable Mwangangi. Honorable Kaleli contributed to the motion. Quorum bell was rung. Honorable Mateso responded to the motion. And what was remaining was to put the question. Tell me the question. Honorable members, I now put the question as assembler of the report of the Committee on Lands and Urban Planning on Development on the statement regarding implementation of the function transferred from Mali Sultan Ahmud municipality laid on the table of assembly on 13th of October 2025. Will as many as of that opinion say aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Next order. Clerk, ensure that this report is conveyed to the County Executive Committee member responsible for lands, the respective members of the Mali municipality, and the chairperson of Mali municipality, and also the municipal manager for Mali Sultan Ahmad municipality. Next order.
Order number 9, motion. The report of the Committee on Water, Irrigation and Sanitation on the oversight on problematic water projects across the county, conducted on 21st and 22nd August 2025. Resumption of debate interrupted on 23rd February 2026.
Who was the mover? Who was the mover of that motion? The next order. Next order.
Order number 10, motion. The half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Delegated County Legislation for the period January to June 2025.
Mover of the motion. Chairperson, Committee on County Delegated Legislation. Honorable Tivo, Honorable Zoka, Honorable Kawembe, Honorable Ngila, Honorable Kimongo, Honorable Muthoka, Honorable... Oh, clerk, how do you give me a list that is outdated? Clerk, you give me an outdated list. You are on YouTube. The chair budget was on YouTube. This list is outdated. This reads chairperson is Honorable General Muthoka. It is not the case. Committees were reviewed. So someone has misled you. They should take responsibility. Is there a member of Committee on County Delegated Legislation? None. Chalo Mumo, Esther Gila, Jonathan Muthoka, Brian Zoka, Elizabeth Kawembe, Jonathan Kimongo, Butoa Tivu, Sebastian Muli, Mangangi Muthiani, Honorable Mbindio, and Robo Nzivo. Total. Motion deferred. Next order. What is it? Honorable Leader of the Majority.
Honorable Speaker, I rise as the Chairman of the Selection Committee. Honorable Speaker, I'm calling upon that committee to take the business of this house seriously. The chair is never present in the assembly. I don't know how he represents the people of Tulimani. He never comes. He never attends to any function of the assembly. And I don't understand how he can chair a committee which is dormant, which is sleeping, which does not function. I'm sorry to say so. So they should take their business seriously. Thank you.
Next order.
Order number 11, motion. The half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Special Interest for the period January to June 2025.
Mover of the motion. Chairperson, Special Interest.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move the following motion, that this Assembly adopts the half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Special Interest for the period in January to June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 13th October 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to start from the executive summary. Pursuant to Standing Order 203 of the Makueni County Assembly Standing Orders, unless a more regular interval is prescribed under any written law or the County Assembly Standing Orders, each select committee shall submit a yearly progress report to the County Assembly within 2 months after the end of the 6-month period. Special interest progress report provides an in-depth overview of the committee's undertaking and accomplishment during the period under review. Updates about efforts made to address certain issues or interests noted in the county are presented. Typically, this report contains information on the committee's decisions, resolutions adopted, and any proposed laws or policies. It describes the outcomes of programs or interventions that have been put into actions and emphasizes working in conjunction with the pertinent parties such as governmental organizations or community groups. The report also entails challenges faced, solutions developed to address them, and the future action plans. Observations. Mr. Speaker, the committee made the following observations. Roman 1, most of the matters referred to the committee for consideration were considered and the feedback given in time. Roman 2, there is need for conducting mentorship campaigns to the girl and boy child and women empowerment across the county. Roman 3, the committee needs to frequently conduct capacity building and benchmarking activities aimed at effecting execution of committee mandates. Achievements. The following are the committee achievements for the period under review. Committee achievements during the period under review. Reports. The reported business. The biannual progress report for the period July and December. Recommendations. The County Assembly to consider allocating adequate funds to the committee to enable them undertake activities concerning youth, women, PWDs across the county. Implementation, status of implementation that has been implemented, Mr. Speaker. Number 2, oversight report on teenage pregnancies across the county. The committee recommended that county government, through the Department of Gender, should ensure rigorous implementation of the current policies aimed at reducing teenage pregnancies with clear accountability mechanisms, and submit a report on the mechanisms in the County Assembly within 6 months after adoption of this report. 2, the county government, through the Department of Gender, should strengthen and enforce laws against child marriage and sexual exploitation. 3, the county government, through relevant departments, should conduct community awareness raising campaigns to address stigma and the myths about teenage pregnancies. Mr. Speaker, the recommendation or the implementation status about that is that these activities are ongoing. Number 3, report on the oversight on sexual gender-based violence across the county. The county government, through the Department of Gender, should come up with a bill or act which shall govern sexual and gender-based violence issues in the county. The act should be in place before the end of the financial year 2026-2027. The county government, with the Department of Education, in conjunction with the Department of Gender, conduct sensitization forums in schools, equip children with knowledge and the skills on sexual and gender-based violence. The county government should deploy gender officers and the trauma counselors in every ward by September 2026 to timely address sexual and gender-based violence. To address sexual and gender-based violence. Mr. Speaker, the implementation status is that we have tabled this report, and the report has been tabled, and we are there is a motion which is across the county and ensure provision of sensitive devices. This should be a continuous process. Implementation status has been tabled, and it is awaiting. A motion is awaiting motion on the floor of the House. Following business in the second session. 1, initiate anti-advocacy campaigns. This involves launching campaigns to raise awareness and promote specific causes of or issues that are relevant to the committee focus. This campaign aims to generate public support, influence policymakers, and bring about positive change in areas of special interest. 2, have stakeholder engagements. This involves actively involving relevant stakeholders such as community members, organizations, government agencies, and experts in discussion, consultation, and decision-making processes related to the committee's work. This ensures that diverse perspectives are considered and that actions are informed by the needs and the priorities of those affected. 3, in collaboration with other stakeholders, have policies that cover matters to deal with education, healthcare, employment, social protection, and accessibility. This agenda emphasizes the importance of collaborating with various stakeholders to develop comprehensive policies addressing key areas such as education, healthcare, employment, social protection, and accessibility by working together. The committee will develop inclusive and effective policies that cater to the needs of marginalized or underrepresented groups. 4, follow up on the implementation of existing legislation in the county. This involves monitoring and evaluation, the implementation of existing laws, regulations, and policies within the county related to the committee's areas of interest. By tracking progress and identifying any gaps or challenges in implementation, the committee can advocate for necessary adjustments or improvements to ensure that the rights and the needs of special interest groups are adequately addressed. Mr. Speaker, the challenges which the committee faced within this period is that the committee experienced several challenges which include and are not limited to the following: inadequate expertise or experience in the specific areas of focus make it challenging to effectively address complex issues. Recommendations. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee therefore recommends that the County Assembly offer capacity building initiatives through development and implementation of programs aimed at enhancing the skills and access to educational resources to empower these groups to actively participate in socio-economic development initiatives. Mr. Speaker, the County Assembly to establish robust monitoring and evaluation mechanisms to track the progress of policies and programs aimed at benefiting special interest groups. Regular assessments will help identify such successes, challenges, and areas of improvement, ensuring accountability and transparency in the committee actions. 3, the Department of Gender, Youth, Sports, and Social Services to fast track and fully implement the committee's recommendations on the oversight report. On oversight, report on teenage pregnancies, and the report on teenage pregnancies across the county. Acknowledgement. Mr. Speaker, sir, on behalf of the committee, I wish to extend special gratitude to the Office of the Speaker and the Office of the Clerk for the support according to the committee. On behalf of the committee special interest groups, I hereby present this report to the County Assembly for consideration and adoption. And I call upon Honorable Fiametta Ndunda to second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Camera. Honorable members, I propose a question that the Assembly adopt the half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Special Interest for the period January to June 2005, laid on the table of Assembly on the 13th of October 2005. The floor is open. Move out the motion.
Speaker, for this opportunity, and Mr. Speaker, notwithstanding what I have presented through the report, the department has really delayed the bill on sexual and gender-based violence.
Move of the motion.
Mr. Speaker,
On what?
that motion.
What is it? Proceed. Honorable Kali.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first I want to acknowledge what the committee has done. Then point number 2, Mr. Speaker, there is one recommendation that is very critical that they have met, Mr. Speaker, and that tackles the PWDs. Mr. Speaker, allow me to challenge the department because the department needs to look into a way to allocate some resources to ensure that the PWDs get the right documents. The department can do assessment, then the doctors can write assessment reports. But Mr. Speaker, the PWDs, when they do not have the birth certificates and also the IDs, they cannot proceed to get certificates, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, it is very important for the department to look into 2 issues that are very important, 2 documents, birth certificate and also the IDs, so they can benefit with the certificates. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Move of the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I am humbled to acknowledge, Mr. Speaker, to get that recommendation from honorable member from Kalawa, Mr. Speaker. That is very key. And on top of that, Mr. Speaker, I will urge the honorable members in this house to ensure that all the PWDs from all the counties have been mapped out. So that, Mr. Speaker, when we are doing a budget for them, we know which kind of devices are needed by who and where they are, Mr. Speaker. The Department of Gender has really delayed the bill on sexual and gender-based violence, and it should be by the Committee of Special Interest Groups. So I would urge that in department to ensure they bring that bill in the floor of this house, Mr. Speaker, so that we can address that. I have. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
I'll put the question that just simply of the half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Special Interest for the period January to June 2005, laid on the table of the Assembly of the 13th of October 2002, referred to the liaison committee. Next order, I would direct that we revert to order number 9. Clerk.
Order number 9, motion, the report of the Committee on Water, Irrigation and Sanitation on the oversight on problematic water projects across the county, conducted on 21st and 22nd August 2025.
Contributions were Honorable Kitunga in support, Honorable Kalunda in support, Honorable Justice Mwanzia in support, Honorable Jonathan Mwaki supported, Honorable Manzia was not put. I now proceed to put the question for vote that This assembly adopt the report of the Committee on Water, Irrigation, Sanitation on the oversight of problematic water projects across the county conducted 21st, 22nd of August. Here, I have it. Honorable members, I direct that this report be referred to the County Executive Committee member responsible for water and a copy to His Excellency the Governor of Standing Orders and invite that we adopt the supplementary order paper. Next order.
Order number 12, motion. The half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Budget and Appropriations for the period January to June 2025.
Move on the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I would like to move the following motion. This assembly adopts the report of Budget and Appropriation Committee on the consideration of the financial year 2024-2025, Makueni County Annual Progress Report, half-yearly progress report, laid on the table of this assembly at 2:30. Honorable Speaker, I will go to the activities which we did as a county assembly and go straight to the recommendations, Honorable Speaker. So allow me to start from page 6 on the reports, Honorable Speaker. The committee handled the following reports, most of which were documents mainly concerned with the budget cycle, report of consideration of the 2025 county fiscal strategy paper, the committee scrutinized the report and came up with the following observation: that agriculture production in the main value chains have sustained increased output over the time, but farmers are not able to access markets. And we have seen that with the mango menace. B, that pending bills pose challenges to budget implementation. C, personal emolument expenditure projection financial year 2025-2026 Kenya shillings 5.1 billion, which is equivalent to 46% of the total expected revenue. This exceeds that 5% threshold set out in section 25(1)B of the Public Finance Management Act. Public Finance Management County Government Regulation 2015. D, that revenue from conditional grants and donors funding has been on downtrend. It has been decreasing. E, the county is experiencing a severe sanitation problem that can resort to waterborne diseases. F, that the 2025 Makueni County Fiscal Strategy paper has proposed that road projects allocation be set at 36 million in financial year 2025-26, down from Kenya shillings that 9 million contained the approved financial year 2024-2025. G, the proposed recurrent expenditure ceiling for the county assembly is Kenya shillings 839 that time, that is 839 million, which is the allocation for the development expenditure ceilings is set to be 10 million. These allocations are inadequate for the efficient county assembly sessions, oversight and representation. The recommendation that time, the Department of Agriculture and Livestock should come up with agricultural marketing strategy and fully operationalize the Makueni County Cooperative Act 2017 by 30th June 2025. All accounting officers should approve on budget absorption rate, and the sectoral committees be reporting on quarterly budget implementation to the House. C, the county government should comply with that 5% threshold set out in Section 25(1)B of the Public Finance Management County Government Regulations 2015 on personnel emolument. In this regard, the county government should consider conducting survey to establish the existing skills, gap analysis, and development of optimal organization structure. Recruitment should be frozen until the survey is finalized, and only critical vacancies should be filled through replacement. This will aid managing the ballooning wage bill. The survey should be finalized and a report be submitted to the County Assembly by 30th September 2025. D, the County Treasury should embark in drafting a grant regulation to provide a legal framework of enhancing, of engaging development partners, donors pursuant to Section 135 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 by 30th September 2025. The Department of Water and Sanitation should come up with a proposal to construct decentralized treatment facilities within the sub-counties to ensure proper water disposal. The plan should be submitted to the County Assembly by 30th September 2025. Honorable Speaker, this is very critical. As you have seen, most of these sub-counties are now, we have a municipal, that is municipalities in those sub-counties, so every sub-county at least should have these DTFs. F, ward allocation for each ward should be retained at that 9 million, financial year 2025-2026, for proper, and then G, for proper functioning of the county assembly. The county assembly ceiling for the financial year 2025-2026 should be set at 1,043,126,306, or as shall be contained in the County Allocation Revenue Act 2025, CARA, that is 2025, for recurrent expenditure. Further, the County Treasury should consider allocating at least 110 million in financial year 2026 for the completion of the complete county assembly development projects. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, the recommendation implementation status, the Committee of Agriculture should, the Committee on Agriculture, following up on the implementation of the Makueni County Cooperative Act 2017, there is improvement in absorption rate as evident in financial year 2024-2025 annual budget implementation. Timelines not yet lapsed. Timelines not not yet lapsed. Fully implementation, partial implementation, development allocated 58 million instead of 110 as recommended. So, no, Speaker, we did not reach to 110 million, which we had proposed, but we ended up with 58 million. 2, financial year 2024-2025, Makueni County Supplementary Budget 2. The committee scrutinized the report and came up with the following observations. The projects worthy 90 million that were reallocated to reinstate bursaries. 2, the county assembly current budget ceiling was reduced by Kenya shilling 89,726,128 in the approved CARA 2025 that is expected to resort to pending bills. The submitted county assembly 2024-2025 supplementary budget estimates indicated expenditure amounting to 391,126,565 and Kenya shilling 355,458,415. I know we have a very urgent motion before us, Honorable Speaker. If you allow me to take members through this motion tomorrow.
Fair enough, Chairperson. We now go to the supplementary order paper. Clerk, proceed.
Order number 18, procedural motion, waiving of notice period.
Leader of the majority party.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move the following procedural motion that notwithstanding the provisions of Standing Order 65B, this Assembly resolves to waive the notice period for the motion seeking for the suspension of large-scale forest harvesting in the county, appearing on the order paper under order number 9. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I call upon Honorable Janet Kitunga to second this motion.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that notwithstanding provision standing order number 60, paragraph 5, be this assembly resolved to waive the notice period. The motion urging the county executive committee member responsible for environment and climate change and natural resources to immediately suspend all commercial and large-scale tree logging activities in Makueni County pending comprehensive stakeholders engagement appearing in the order paper under order number 9. Mover of the motion. Seconder of the motion. Mover of the motion to reply.
Basa in support of this. Thank you.
I now put the question that notwithstanding provision of standing order number 60, paragraph 5b, this assembly resolved to waive the notice period on the motion urging the county executive committee member responsible for environment and climate change, natural resources to immediately suspend all commercial and large-scale tree logging activities in Makueni County pending comprehensive stakeholders consultation appearing in the order paper under order number 9. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Order number 19, motion. Immediately suspend all commercial and large-scale tree logging activities in Makueni County, pending comprehensive stakeholder consultations.
Mover of the motion. Honorable Alexander Mulem.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give a notice of the following motion. That thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move the following motion. That aware that the County Assembly is established pursuant to provisions of Article 176 of the Constitution of Kenya, 2010, and Section 7 of the County Governments Act 2012, revised 2020, and Section 185, Part 3 of the Constitution, provides that a County Assembly, while respecting the principle of separation of powers, may exercise oversight over the County Executive Committee and any other county executive organs. Further, aware that Chapter 11 of the Constitution of Kenya, 2020, introduced a devolved system of government. As such, the county governments are empowered to make individual county laws as per their jurisdiction. Article 42 provides for every person has the right to a clean, healthy environment, which includes the right to have an environment protected for the benefit of the present and future generations through legislative and other measures, particularly those contemplated in Article 69, which obligates both national and county governments to ensure sustainable exploitation, utilization, management, and conservation of the environment and natural resources, while Article 70 provides and its associates enforcement of environmental rights. Cognizant that Section 40 of the Environmental Management and Coordination Act 1999, revised 2015, provides for 1, every county environment committee shall, within 1 year of the commencement of this act, and every 5 years thereafter, prepare a county environment action plan in respect to the county for consideration and adoption by the county assembly. 2, every county environment committee, in preparing a county environment plan, shall undertake public participation and to take into consideration every other county environmental action plan already adopted with the view of achieving consistency among such plans. 3, the respective county executive committee members of every county shall submit to the county environment action plan referred to in subsection 1 to the cabinet secretary for incorporation into National Environment Action Plan. It further provides the legal framework for environmental conservation and empowers institutions to ensure sustainable management of natural resources and environmental protection measures such as environmental impact assessments and conservation orders. Further, cognizant that forests and trees cover are critical for environmental conservation, climate regulation, soil and water conservation, and sustainable livelihoods is not only in the areas bordering the forest, but also in the lowlands wards. Mtito Andei, Thange, Ivingoni, Zambani, Masongaleni, Kikumbulur South and North, Guumo, Makindu, Emali Mulala, and Go Masumba, including Kalawa, Kako, Waya, Wote, Ziu, Kadhonzweni, Kitise, Mavindini, Muvao Kikumini, Kitise Kithuki, Kee, Kimakio Kalanzoni, Kasikeu, 30 rely on the water catchment bodies, such as rivers and underground water, to attract relief rainfall for agriculture, crop, and livestock survival. Aware that indiscriminate tree logging and charcoal production in parts of Makueni County have led to degradation of environment, reduced vegetation cover, and increased vulnerability to drought and soil erosion. Noting that Section 20 of the Forest Conservation and Management Act 2016 provides for the sustainable management and conservation of forests and requires public participation and consultation between national and county governments and the stakeholders in forest resource management. Further noting that under the Forest Conservation Management Act, county governments are responsible for promoting afforestation, managing forests on public land, and preparing forest management plans in consultation with relevant stakeholders. Regretting that, pursuant to Section 47 of the Forest Conservation and Management Act, Cap 385, which provides as follows. 1, every public forest and provisional forest shall be managed in accordance with management plan that complies with the requirements prescribed by regulations made by the Cabinet Secretary. 2, the service shall be responsible for the preparation of a management plan with respect to each public forest or forest. 3, every county government shall be responsible for the preparation of management plan with respect to forests in the county. A community that owns a community forest may prepare a management plan for that community forest, or it may request the relevant county government to prepare a management plan. In preparing a management plan, the service shall consult with the relevant Forest Conservation Committee. 6, the Chief Conservator of Forest and relevant county governments shall supervise the implementation of forest management plans for public forests in the case of the Chief Conservator of Forests and Further, Article 185, Part 1 and 2 of the Constitution, the legislative authority of a county is vested in and exercised by its county assembly. 2, a county assembly may make any laws that are necessary for or incidental to the effective performance of the function and exercise of the powers of the county government under the 4th schedule. The county assembly noted that the following document was not filed to the county assembly for consideration and review. 1, Makueni County Environmental Action Plan. 2, the specific county forest management plans. And 3, the specific county environmental and social impact assessment reports. Concerned that continued tree logging without proper consultation and regulations may undermine environmental sustainability and the county development agenda. Now, therefore, this county assembly resolves that 1, pursuant to Article 42, 69, 70, and 189 of the Constitution 2010 and Section 40 of the Environmental Management and Coordination Act 1999, revised 2015, both the county and national government suspend the intended commercial, large, and small-scale logging within the county until Makueni County Environmental Action Plan, specific county forest management plans, and specific county environmental and social impact assessment reports are availed to the county assembly for approval. 2, pursuant to Section 30 of the Environmental Management and Coordination Act 1999, revised 2015, the County Environment Committee convenes a stakeholders meeting to deliberate on conservation, management, and utilization of forest products and its benefits in the interest of the livelihood of the environment and future generations. 3, the Kenya Forest Service prioritizes engagement with the county government through the constitutionally established offices, that is, the Office of the Governor, County Executive Committee member dealing with environment, and County Assembly, and all other government and non-governmental agencies dealing with matters forest management and conservation. 4, following the intergovernmental stakeholder engagement contemplated above, a robust and people-centered public participation is conducted in all 30 wards in Makueni County and provided for in Article 1 and 10, Part 2 of the Constitution. 5, this County Assembly petitions the Senate to cause the Cabinet Secretary dealing with matters environmental management and conservation to comply with the Constitution, Article 42, and other relevant laws dealing with the matters forest management and conservation in matter affecting logging in the county before commencement of commercial tree logging. 6, the County Executive Committee member submits a status report to the County Assembly within 30 days after adoption of this motion by the County Assembly on the above directives and the measures taken to regulate tree logging and promote afforestation in the county. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Allow me to call member for Kitundu Kidhungo Ward to second the motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My memory serves me right, and I second this motion with just a very simple word that we remember as an assembly, we had to move to Kivale and other forests when they were threatened by loggers. And this seems to be the theme of what we have witnessed of what we have received as an assembly. So, Honorable Speaker, we are therefore sending a message to the people of Makueni that by all means, we shall continue protecting our forests because some places are very dry and they rely on these forests to get rains. So, Honorable Speaker, I support this motion. Thank you.
Honorable members, I propose a question. That aware that the County Assembly established pursuant to the provisions of Article 176 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and Section 7 of the County Governments Act, revised year 2020, Section 185 of the Constitution of Kenya provides that the County Assembly, while respecting the principles and separation of powers, may exercise oversight over county executive and any other county executive. One can further aware, Chapter 11 of the Constitution of Kenya, Constitution of Kenya 2020 introduced a devolved system of government. As such, county governments are empowered to make individual county laws as per their jurisdiction. Article 42 of the Constitution provides for every person to have a right to clean health environment, which includes the right to have environment protected for the benefit of the present and future generations through legislative and other measures, particularly those contemplated under Article 69, which obligates both national and county governments to ensure sustainable exploitation, utilization and management and conservation of environment and natural resources, while Article 70 provides for the associated enforcement of environmental rights. Cognizant that Section 40 of Environmental Management and Coordination Act of the year 2015 provides for, 1, every county environment committee shall within a year of commencement of these acts and every 5 years thereafter prepare a county environment action plan in respect to the county for consideration and adoption by the county assembly. 2, every county environment committee in preparation the county environment plan shall undertake public participation and take into consideration every other county environment action plan already adopted with a view of achieving consistency among such as the respective county executive committee. Members for every county shall submit to the county environment action plan referred in subsection 1 to the cabinet secretary for incorporation into the national environment action plan. It is further provides the legal framework for environmental conservation and empowers institutions to ensure sustainable management, natural resources and environmental protection measures such as environmental impact assessment, environmental orders. Cognizant that the forests and tree cover are critical environmental conservation, climate change regulation, soil and water conservation, and sustainable livelihoods, not only to the areas bordering the forests, but also the lowlands wards, including Tituande Ward, Tanga Ward, Zambani Vingon Ward, Masongalen Ward, Kikumbuli South Ward, Kikumbuli North Ward, Ngumbo Ward, Emalibulala Ward, Nkumbasumba Ward, including Kalawa Ward, Kakowaya Ward, Watenzi Ward, Kathonzweni Ward, Kitise Ward, Mavindini Ward, Kikumini Muva Ward, Care Ward, Kimakukalanzon Ward, and Kaskeo Ward that rely on water catchment bodies such as rivers and groundwater to attract relief rainfall for agriculture, crop and livestock survival. Aware that indiscriminate tree logging, commercial logging and charcoal production is part of Makueni's count to have led to degradation of environment, reduced vegetation cover, and increased vulnerability to the drought and soil erosion. Noted that Section 20 of the Forest Conservation and Management Act of 2016 provides the sustainable management and conservation of forests and required public participation in consultation between the national and county government and stakeholders in forest management resources. Further, noted that under the Forest Conservation Management Act, county governments are responsible for promotion of afforestation, managing forests on public land, and preparing forest management plan in consultation with the respective stakeholders. Regretting that pursuant to Section 47 of Forest Conservation Management Act, Cap 305, which provides as follows. 1, every public forest, nature reserve and the provision of forests shall be managed in accordance with the management plan that complies with the requirement prescribed by the regulations made by the Cabinet Secretary. 2, The service shall be responsible for preparation of management plan with respect to each of the public forests, nature reserve, and provisional acts. And 3, each county government shall be responsible for preparation of management plan with respect to the forests in the county. Number 4, a community that owns a community forest may prepare management plan for that community forest or may request relevant county government to prepare a management plan for the community forest. And in preparing the plan, that the service shall consult the relevant Forest Conservation Committee, the Chief Conservator of the forest, and the relevant county government shall supervise implementation of forest management plans for public forests in the case of the Chief Conservator of forest and community, including the private forest in the relevant county in case of a county government. Further, Article 185, Sub-Article 1 and 2 of the Constitution provide the legislative authority is vested in the county and is exercised by the county assembly. A county assembly may make any laws or necessary for incidental and effective performance of the function, exercise of powers of county government and fourth schedule of the county assembly, noting that the following documents were not availed to the county assembly for consideration or review or for information. The Makueni County, which are the Makueni County Environmental Action Plan, the specific county Forest Management Plan, the specific county environmental and social impact assessment reports. Concerned that the continued commercial harvesting of forest logging without proper consultation regulations may undermine environmental sustainability and county development agenda. Now, therefore, this county assembly resolves as follows. 1, pursuant to Article 42, 69, 70, and 189 of the Constitution of Kenya, and Section 40 of the Environmental Management and Coordination Act, both the county and national governments suspend the intended commercial and small-scale logging within the county until the county environment action plan, specific forest management plan, and specific county environment and social impact assessment reports are availed to the county assembly for approval, consideration, or for information. 2, the pursuant to Section 30 of Environmental Management Coordination Act, and the county environment committee convenes stakeholders meeting to deliberate on conservation, management, and utilization of forest products and its benefit in the interest of the livelihood of the environment and the future generation. 3, that the Kenya Forest Service prioritizes engagement with the county government through constitutionally established offices. 1, the Office of the Governor of Makueni County, County Executive Committee member responsible for environmental affairs, the County Assembly of Makueni, and other government and non-governmental agencies related with the matters of management and conservation of forests. 4, following the intergovernmental stakeholders engaged contemplated above, a robust people-centered public participation is conducted in all the 30 wards in Makueni County as provided for the Article 1, Article 10, Sub-Article 2 of the Constitution of Kenya. And number 5, that this county assembly petitioned the Senate to cause the cabinet secretary responsible for environmental management and conservation to comply with the Constitution of Kenya, Article 42, and the other related laws dealing with the matters of forest management and conservation, the matter affecting commercial logging in the county before commencement of this commercial tree logging. 6, the county executive committee members submit the report of the county assembly within 30 days after the adoption of this motion for the county assembly on the above directives and measures taken to regulate the commercial logging and promote afforestation in the county. The floor is open for debate. Member for Kalawa Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I stand in the support of the motion because, Mr. Speaker, the way the title is coming to the floor of this House, Mr. Speaker, it is terrible because it is saying large-scale harvesting of forest products. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, that act of logging is a disaster to the residents of Makueni. Mr. Speaker, allow me to say this. It is to be very clear that the residents of Makueni are key stakeholders. Why? If we talk about agriculture, farming, when you talk about water scarcity, Mr. Speaker, the residents of Makueni are the people who are affected when we have a shortage of water. Mr. Speaker, therefore, Mr. Speaker, NPP that should be conducted should be centered to the people of Makueni. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, residents of Makueni deserve a clean environment, and the residents of Makueni deserve a clean air. And when we talk about the global benefits, and we think about things like carbon sinks, we cannot wish away and say that the government of Makueni cannot afford to see their people suffer. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, it is very important for all of us to support this motion. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, when we talk about benefits that people of Makueni reap from those forests, all the water flows, the aquifers that are there, the underground aquifers, they emanate from those areas. And when we are talking about the wars, where the forests are, they can be direct affected, but indirect, Mr. Speaker, we have all the other wars in Makueni also affected. Because we cannot talk about boreholes in Kalawa, whereby we cannot have water that flows from those mountains. Therefore, protecting those forests and those areas, that translates to what, Mr. Speaker? More water to the areas that are not near to those forests. And therefore, I stand here to say that the people of Kalawa can also benefit, and actually benefit direct, when we have those forests in place. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I stand to support the motion. Thank you.
Any other member?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I stand to support the motion, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, these logging activities actually, Mr. Speaker, should be condemned with the loudest voice by Mr. Speaker. This actually brings about rising of water tables, Mr. Speaker, in arid area, Mr. Speaker. There is no way we can allow the forest to go, Mr. Speaker, because mainly if we allow the forest, Mr. Speaker, then it will mean that we will be left without water and so many things that, Mr. Speaker, will help our people, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I urge all the members, Mr. Speaker, to condemn this and support this motion so that our people can continue benefit, getting from all the benefits from our forests. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member for Thanga Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Mboni Forest, Magi Forests are the ones supporting the boards in Makueni, Honorable Speaker. And in this regard, Honorable Speaker, I support the motion. And Honorable Speaker, if there is going to be, Honorable Speaker, as the chairman, Mombasa Road, Honorable Speaker, I'm going to organize a very big, the mother of demonstration, which have never been seen, to demonstrate against a logging of those forests, Honorable. So in this regard, Honorable Speaker, I support the motion and I urge all members across, even those who have not attended the assembly today, Honorable Speaker, they stand with us to oppose deforestation, Honorable Speaker, in our county. Honorable Speaker, there are other parts of the country whereby people can go and do such matters of activity, Honorable Speaker. But for Makueni, you know, Honorable Speaker, Makueni is one of the areas whereby, Honorable Speaker, we depend so much on boreholes, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we condemn that move by the Kenya Forest Services. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Member for Kakwaya.
Honorable Speaker, I support this motion. Honorable Speaker, when people mention about cutting of trees or harvesting timber in our forests, Honorable Speaker, that is, it's like committing a suicide, Honorable Speaker. Just a few years ago, mudslides in Dangu Forest killed one of our members, that is general public, killed one person. The cost of maintaining the roads which are going up the hill, they are too huge. We have done a road there amounting to 23 million. If we allow this harvesting, it means that there will be soil erosion, there will be mudslides, and this will affect our people. I've said one person was killed was killed by mudslides, and also the cost of maintaining those roads, Honorable Speaker. The other thing, Honorable Speaker, is about our water table. If this timber is harvested from the forest, it means that our climate will change. We are in a arid ecology. Honorable Speaker, you see like enough rains. These times, we don't know whether we'll have enough rains. Also, the plants, the seedling which we planted just the other day, they have not matured enough so that we can allow the ones which are mature to be harvested, Honorable Speaker. There are no funds which are coming from the national government to fund those forests. Mr. Speaker, we have seen people just coming together as school alumni to go and plant trees on those forests. We have not seen government involvement, except one time they went to a certain forest on Mombasa Road, of which it was done in minutes, Honorable Speaker. In minutes, they said they have planted thousands of trees. Honorable Speaker, that can't be true. If we need serious engagement with these people, we need to engage our people. We want to see them devolve money to county governments so we can engage our youths so that they can water those trees and make sure those trees grow to maturity, Honorable Speaker. It will be very expensive for the county government. Honorable Speaker, as I've said that, we have done one road there, amounting, the cost of that road is 23 million. And it's not tarmacked. It's just doing concrete slabs on those roads, Honorable Speaker. It's very expensive. We have lost life because of mudslides. And we have seen what has happened in Nikulungo, Honorable Speaker. People were displaced because of mudslides. Honorable Speaker, we need a lot of money to maintain and to manage these forests, Honorable Speaker. So, if they are, I've just heard from the people from Kakowaya saying that these forests are, the timber is being harvested for construction of the affordable housing, Honorable Speaker. Where did they get iron bars to construct? Where did they get cement from? Honorable Speaker, they can buy timber from Congo or elsewhere, Honorable Speaker, but not our forests, Honorable Speaker. We cannot be that cheap, Honorable Speaker, to a level whereby in Makueni we don't have cash crop, which we can sell at least, and we are not funded even by the national government. We have seen the mango menace, Honorable Speaker, which it should be our cash crop and also funded by the national government. But when it comes to forest, Honorable Speaker, they are not supporting us and they want to harvest. I cannot allow, Honorable Speaker, and the affordable housing, they can also buy materials from elsewhere. Thank you.
Honorable Mwaki. Jonathan. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I support the motion. Mr. Speaker, And Mr. Speaker, let me say that I am old enough to have seen difference between the late 60s up to 1980, Mr. Speaker, and even before then, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Kenya has been saved by our Constitution 2010, Mr. Speaker, because the provisions of Article 42 and 70, Mr. Speaker, of the Constitution 2010, Mr. Speaker, gives us protection on matters of environment, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, comparing what happened between 1980 to the year 2003, somewhere there, Mr. Speaker, on our forests, Mr. Speaker, it cannot be allowed, Mr. Speaker. Even when we say we need to conduct public participation, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I support the motion, but on the issue of public participation, on logging, Mr. Speaker, I say that is waste of public money. Because I can't see the reason why we can go and do public participation to see whether we can do logging of our forest trees in our forest, Mr. Speaker. It doesn't hurt us, Mr. Speaker, because what we need is planting more trees, Mr. Speaker. And when the Kenya forests, people say that they want to log the old trees, Mr. Speaker, it also doesn't make sense, Mr. Speaker, because we have to consider the forest ecosystem, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the old trees feed the new ones, Mr. Speaker, because when they are decomposing, Mr. Speaker, they produce humus, Mr. Speaker, and there's a lot of gases which are required in the forest for the other animals and the microorganisms and the small trees to grow. So, Mr. Speaker, when we say we are logging the old ones, it doesn't make sense. And Mr. Speaker, as the Honorable Member for Kakwa said, allowing logging is like committing suicide, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if you compare between 2013 and now, Mr. Speaker, and the changes that we have seen, the impact of environment protection, Mr. Speaker, where we have the Sand Authority and the protection of our forest, Mr. Speaker, we can see the impact, Mr. Speaker. Because some years back, areas like Wote, Kakowaiya, Mavindini, and Kikumini, those areas, Mr. Speaker, they used to be very dry, Mr. Speaker, but we can see, because of the conservation which is being done on our rivers, Mr. Speaker, we can see changes. And Mr. Speaker, we need to encourage ourselves and everybody so that we continue conserving the environment, Mr. Speaker. I support the motion, but on the issue of public participation, to see whether we can do logging, Mr. Speaker, that is waste of public funds. We need to stop this. Mr. Speaker, Article 70 of the Constitution provides for the mechanism of how we can move and protect, even actually, Mr. Speaker, a person can move to court to protect, to prevent the public participation and whatever they want to do, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, according to me, there is a way out of public participation, because that is wasting money, which can be swifter and better. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Elizabeth. You're not ready?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I stand to support the motion. And I want to say this is a very sad moment because I remember the second assembly. We worked so hard to protect one of the biggest forests in Mboni, Kivale Forest, Honorable Speaker. And we have achieved a lot from that effort, Honorable Speaker. If we allow this, we are going to be retrogressive, Honorable Speaker. We don't want to be part of the resolution that allowed logging, Honorable Speaker, because we cannot be sure when they go in there how much they are going to harvest. They are saying it will just be the mature trees, but as long as we have opened the door, we cannot stop them, Honorable Speaker. So it's going to be a very difficult thing, and we may even be barred from doing oversight on what is happening there. So we do not to be part of the team that allowed illegal logging and endangered our ecosystem, Honorable Speaker, because we have come a long way. So, Honorable Speaker, I stand with the rest of the members to support this motion to protect our forests. Thank you.
Honorable Amara Zombua.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. Well, on the matter before this House, the issue of logging of trees in our region, Honorable Speaker, this is terrible, this is very expensive. And I want to thank the Honorable House for protecting the properties and the people of Makueni with our forest. So I've seen the list that they have invited some members of the nearby wards. So, Honorable Speaker, we must make a difference in this country. We have the National Assembly, we have the County Assembly, we have the Senate, and you know clearly that through the National Assembly and some of these institutions, they have really messed up our country. So by saying that they want to log, they want to harvest, they want to do commercial in these forests, I want to categorically tell our people that this is not possible, because particularly within our Makueni region, we have problems. You know, we experienced very dry seasons last season. Now we have small rains, as we have seen around. So if they are saying that they want to harvest these trees, they want to do this commercial business so that they can move on and also achieve through this affordable housing, I want to categorically tell our members and our people of Makueni region that this is very expensive, and we can't accept it. Honorable Speaker, we have seen what they have done. Apart from even the forest we have around, when you go to Kikumbuli North, where we have Mheshimiwa Mbalu, get to that, the Nairobi University land for research. You'll find the Ngamias are all over there. Go to the Karo, you'll find these people, they have messed up our people. So if the cartels within our county and who are aligned to this government of one William Samoei Ruto, we want to tell them categorically that, Honorable Speaker, we cannot afford to lose our forest at an expense of few crooks within our region. So, Honorable Speaker, you need this Honorable House to be in charge and also in control that our land and also our forest within our region, we are not going to accept any crook, any single member, any single institution to get to our forest. We can't allow that. And if they are going to happen to do that, we are going to mobilize the people of Makueni and we are going to storm them because we know them very well. And I want also to request the members, Honorable Speaker, who have been requested to attend those kind of meetings. Member for Kakuwaiya being one of them. Honorable Dennis don't attend such kind of meetings because these are crooks. Anybody affiliated to this Kenya Kwisha government, these are crooks, Honorable Speaker. So I'm saying the motion I support it fully, and I want to give our members, and particularly those wards, assurance that no single crook will get to those forests. And if Mheshimiwa Mulemba, they happen to get to those forests, we are going to mobilize everybody. Honorable Speaker, with a few maybe months ago, we have seen our people in a mess. And I want to tell the Honorable Majority Leader for this Honorable House, it is the high responsibility of your leadership to protect the properties of our people. We had high expectations, and the people of Makueni had high expectations, Honorable Speaker, for planting a new leadership in this Honorable House to protect the people of Makueni. And to protect them is to cut off those kind of crooks. I've had issues of this Sangarawe. In Kaskeu, we have had issues of mangoes. They have been messed up within our county. And we are seated here. These are honorable members. The people of Makueni have a lot of trust in this honorable house. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to categorically say this, that those crooks, through the institutions of the Kenya Forest Association, to keep off completely from our forest, from our hills, from our land. Anything associated with the people of Makueni, let the Kasongo government keep off completely from us. So, Honorable Speaker, I want to say categorically that our land must be protected, our forests must be protected by this honorable house. So I support the motion, and also I want the members, because the Kasongo government, you know very well, they are crooks. They can easily, Honorable Speaker, bribe our members by giving them few coins.
Order, Honorable Mbua. We have national and county government. Which is this government you are referring to as Kasongo?
The Kasongo government, Honorable Speaker, I'm referring to the national government very clearly. And it's also popular known as the Kasongo government. No. I understand, I'm very clear to our members.
Order, Honorable Kana. Honorable Abanas Wambua, standing orders are very clear that you cannot address an elected member, a governor, or impute improper motive, or a president, a judge of High Court, or a head of another state in a manner that demeans that office for purposes of this chamber. How you use some names outside the chamber is different. But in this case, you may have to withdraw it for this debate.
I'm well guided, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to proceed.
You withdraw?
Well,
you address, if you want to address the office of the Speaker, you address. If you want to address any office, address as it is.
Yes, Honorable
Any office,
Speaker.
order as it is, and make the request.
Thank you. I will.
But not in a manner to demean the office.
I withdraw.
Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. So I was saying that this is very painful.
What is your point of order?
The Speaker is the honorable member, Banas Wambua, in order to insinuate that we have crooks inside these assemblies. He mentioned things like mangoes, and he's talking about crooks within the assemblies. See, in order to insinuate that we have crooks inside this house. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Banas Wambua.
Well, Honorable Mwoki maybe never picked it well. I was referring to our members who are here, the being associated with the groups from the national government, the National Assembly, whoever invited them. I was saying that clearly, that some of them are crooks, and we know them very well. So I was discouraging them even meeting or engaging them, because they are crooks. We have seen, Honorable Speaker, what has been happening in the National Assembly. You know very clearly that, Honorable Speaker, in our entire region and also in our country, we have witnessed the weakest institution called National Assembly for 2022 to 2027. So I understand, I'm very clear to Honorable Mwoki. Allow me to proceed. So I was saying members of our county assembly, they are honorable members, they are well guided. And I must thank you, Honorable Speaker, that we have a very good team and very aggressive young men and young women. So before I close at this, Honorable Speaker, I want to say I sincerely support the motion, and I want to give assurance to Honorable Mulemba, our chairman, that we are going to give him total support, and we are going to support it fully. Finally, Honorable Speaker, that the future of our country, the future of our county, and what we are going to demonstrate here, by blocking this commercial logging, by that kind of a government, I've mentioned it earlier, is that this will also help other regions so that they can protect their property and their land, and also their forest and their hills. So, Honorable Speaker, I urge the other honorable members to support, and also we unite together so that we can protect the hills and also the forests of the people of Makueni. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Kitunga. Janet.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I stand to support this motion and say that I am imagining the interconnectedness between human beings and the rest of nature. Mr. Speaker, I'm imagining we can get oxygen from trees. If trees are not there, Mr. Speaker, we are all going to die. Mr. Speaker, it is an era whereby we are looking to reconcile or harmonize our relationship with the rest of nature. When we are logging, we are trying to make the gap more bigger. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm asking myself, if we are logging right now at this time of climate change, and Mr. Speaker, we have experienced effects of climate change. Everyone is complaining. Animals which are suffering without making any mistake, a mistake which has been committed by the human race, and it has affected innocent nature. And yet, Mr. Speaker, we are going further to logging. Mr. Speaker, I am cursing this action with the strongest terms possible. It should stop and stop now. The logging in Makueni should stop and stop now. Mr. Speaker, our soils have weakened. They have all been carried away because we have cut down all the trees. Mr. Speaker, we should be engaging in tree planting to reclaim our land back, to reclaim the beauty of Makueni County, but not logging, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we had beautiful foods which we used to grow when I was a young girl because we had adequate rains. Those foods are not there. Even if we plant them, they cannot do. Why, Mr. Speaker? Because the rains have become scarce. And we all know that we are in ASO, we are in arid and semi-arid land. So the logging is contributing more to the droughts which we are experiencing. At Kilungu, Mr. Speaker, where I was born and brought up, I will not forget the landslides, Mr. Speaker, which my parents and the relatives are experiencing, Mr. Speaker. If the trees were there, Mr. Speaker, we will not be going to this. Look at carbon, how carbon is affecting this land, Mr. Speaker. If we had trees, Mr. Speaker, to neutralize, to capture the oxygen and give out, to capture the carbon and give out oxygen, Mr. Speaker, we will neutralize and live a healthy life, Mr. Speaker. If the trees are being cut, it's better for us to all die because the interconnectedness will not be there and the trees are very valuable. I urge honorable members from wherever wards we come from to advocate for reforestation, Mr. Speaker, so that we can claim back the beauty of this country, the beauty of this county, the beauty of our motherland, our county Makueni. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I support the motion.
Honorable Fiametta Makali, Dunda.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I stand to support the motion. Honorable Speaker, I'm a worried member because when we are told that in Makueni we have forests, I think what we have is just something just enough for the county because we cannot compare our forest with the forest in Western Kenya, with our forest in North and South Rift, with the forests in other areas. So I am seeing it as the biblical principle that whoever has little shall be taken and whoever has much shall be given the little. So I feel that we are being robbed of the only natural resource that we have, because when we allow this logging, it is a recipe for illegal logging. This is a door we are going to open, and it may never be closed anytime soon. What about the destruction of habitation of our wildlife? What about the carbon sink? What happens to the amount of carbon now that will be released? What about the population that will suffer from leukemia and other related carbon causing diseases, Honorable Speaker?
Honorable Speaker, we are experiencing flash floods. And like Honorable Dennis said, member for Kakowaya, there are landslides. And particularly in these areas where logging wants to be opened. What happens after? Is there anyone, is the forest services thinking of what happens after the logging? What happens after the flash floods? I mean, I can say we're having a people who are too selfish to think about the general population and public. So, Honorable Speaker, in a time where global warming has meant conferences all over the world to be held, it is a shame that when others are progressing, we are taking 1,000 steps backwards. So I stand to support the motion, and just like one member said, I urge the members invited to shun from going to that meeting. It will be a message, a silent message that we are not in it. And if they find it very hard to do it, we can buy them coffee that day and keep them busy. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Member for Cascade Ward, Honorable Ruben Kavainzai.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, once more. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm standing here to support the motion. And also, Mr. Speaker, sir, as I support the motion, I'm also standing here to say that when I heard these words being mentioned, I heard Cascade. It was mentioned among the words whereby the logging has been done, even cutting down of trees. And I may tell the House that the Cascade is the worst hit area. You have areas like Kenze Forest, you have Ndoloni Forest, whereby logging has been done, and even my people from those areas have gone to an extent of settling, encroaching into those forests and settling there. And I think that is a very serious problem, Mr. Speaker, sir. Even when Honorable Kana was talking, you talked about issues at Cascade like sand harvesting. May I tell the House that harvesting at Cascade, even at Kelome constituency, had been banned by the governor. And the lifting has only been limited to local consumptions only. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, whoever is thinking about coming to harvest sand at Cascade, that is a no-go zone. And I'm even sympathizing with the two members of this House, namely Honorable Bishop and Honorable member for Honorable Justice. You know, previously they went to Cascade to talk about issues like sand harvesting. Please, my people are very serious at defending their need, their area. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I'm just standing here to support that motion and say that we are very much together and we are going to move together as the representative of Cascade Ward. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mover of the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, thank you.
Member for Kalawa Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, allow me to inform the House through your chair that this is actually the high time, Mr. Speaker, that we need to tread carefully. Because, Mr. Speaker, the officers from the forest and also the national government, they may try to organize for that stakeholders meeting. And it is very clear, Mr. Speaker, that stakeholders meeting should start from the wards where the citizens are. Therefore, when we allow a gap that, Mr. Speaker, that we have a meeting of the stakeholders, maybe at one point in the county, those officers may tend to vary. There are people who are in support of their interest. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, we may get caught up in such a scenario, and therefore we get into a mess. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, it is my advice that let's all the members of the County Assembly work as a team, agree as a team and speak in one voice. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mover of the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, allow me to thank the members of this account assembly for the great contribution. Mr. Speaker, we have to get matters, protection and conservation of the environment very serious. And Mr. Speaker, I know through your wisdom, you are going to make the right ruling, which should be acted upon swiftly. Mr. Speaker, considering that the purported public participation was supposed to be done tomorrow, so that activity has to be stopped forthwith this very, very moment. And I call upon this House to pass the motion. Thank you.
Honorable members, I now put the question for vote. Aware that the County Assembly established pursuant to the provisions of Article 176 of the Constitution of Kenya and Section 7 of the County Governments Act, and that Article 185 of the Constitution, which provides that the County Assembly, while respecting the principles and separation of powers, may exercise oversight over the County Executive Committee and any other county executive organ. Further, where that Chapter 11 of the Constitution of Kenya 2020 introduced a devolved government system. As such, county governments are empowered to make individual county laws as per their jurisdictions. Article 42 provides for every person to have a right to clean and healthy environment, which includes the right to have the environment protected for the benefit of the present and future generation through legislative and other measures, particularly those contemplated in Article 69, which obligates both the national and the county government to ensure sustainable exploitation, utilization, management, and conservation of environment and natural resources, while Article 7 provides with enforcement of environmental rights. Cognizant of the fact that Section 40 of Environmental Management and Coordination Act of 2015 provides that every county environment committee shall, within 1 year of the commencement of this act, and for every 5 years after, prepare a county environment action plan in respect of the county for consideration and adoption by the county assembly. 2, every county environment committee in preparing the county environment plan shall undertake public participation and take into consideration every other county action plan already adopted with a view of achieving the consistency among such plans. And 3, the respective county executive committee members of every county shall submit to the county environment action plan referred in subsection 1 to the cabinet secretary for incorporation into the national environmental action plan. It further provides the legal framework for environmental conservation and empowers institutions to ensure sustainable management, natural resources, and environmental protection measures such as environmental impact assessment and conservation orders. Further, forests and tree cover are critical environmental conservation, climate change regulations, soil and water conservation, and sustainable livelihoods is not only in the areas bordering the forests, but also in the lowlands wards. That is, Tituandei Ward, Thange Ward, Zambani Vingoni Ward, Masongaland Ward, Kumbuli South Ward, Kumbuli North Ward, Guma Ward, Makindu Ward, Malmulala Ward, Guma Sumba Ward, including Kalawa Ward, Kakowaya Ward, Watenziu Ward, Kathonzweni Ward, Kithuki Kitise Ward, Mavindini Ward, Muvao Kikumini Ward, Kea Ward, Kimakiu Kalanzoni Ward, Kaskeo Ward, that rely on the water catchment bodies such as rivers, groundwater, and to attract the relief rains for agriculture, crop production, and livestock survival. Aware that indiscriminate tree logging and charcoal production is part of parts of Makueni County have led to degradation of the environment, reduced vegetation cover, and increased vulnerability to drought and soil erosion. Noting that Section 20 of the County Forests Conservation and Management Act of 2016 provides for sustainable management and conservation of forests and requires public participation and consultation between the national and county government and stakeholders in the forest resource management. Further noting that under the Forest Conservation and Management Act, county governments are responsible for promoting afforestation, managing forests on the public land, and preparing forest management plans in consultation with relevant stakeholders. Regretting that pursuant to Section 47 of the Forest Conservation and Management Action Plan, which provides as follows that every public forest, nature reserve, and provision of forest shall be managed in accordance with the management plan that complies with requirements prescribed by regulations made by Cabinet Secretary. The service shall be responsible for preparation of management plan with respect to each public forest, nature reserve, and provision of forests. 3, every county government shall be responsible for the preparation of management plan with respect to the forests in the county. And number 4, a community that owns community forests may prepare a management plan for that community forest or may request the relevant county government to prepare a management plan for the community forest. And 5, in preparing a management plan, the service shall consult with the relevant forest conservation committee. 6, the chief conservator of the forest, the relevant county government shall supervise implementation of the forest management plans for public forests in the case of chief conservator of forest and community, including forests and private forest in relevant counties in the case of the county government. Further, Article 185, Sub-Article 1 and 2 of the Constitution of Kenya provides that the legislative authority of the county is vested and exercised by the county assembly. And 2, the county assembly may make laws and that are necessary for or incidental to effective performance of the functions and exercise the powers of the county government under the 4th schedule. The county assembly noted that the following documents were not availed to the county assembly for consideration, approval, or informational review. 1, Makueni County Environmental Action Plan of the said forest harvesting. 2, the specific county forest management plan for the said proposed forest harvesting. 3, specific county environmental and social impact assessment reports for the said forest blocks that are to be harvested. And concerned that the continued tree logging without proper consultation and regulation may undermine environmental sustainability and the county's development agenda. Now, therefore, this county assembly resolves that 1, pursuant to Article 42, Article 69, Article 70, and Article 189 of the Constitution of Kenya, 2, Section 40 of the county, Section 40 of the Environmental Management and Coordination Act, both county, which requires that both county and the national government suspend the intended commercial and small-scale logging within the county until Makueni County Environmental Action Plan, the specific county forest management plans, and the specific county environmental and social impact assessment reports are availed to the county assembly for approval, consideration, or for information. 2, pursuant to Section 30 of Environmental Management and Coordination Act, the County Environment Committee convenes a stakeholders meeting to deliberate on the conservation, management, and utilization of the forest products and its benefits in the interest of the livelihoods of environment and future generations as contemplated under Article 42. 3, Kenya Forest Services prioritizes engagement with the county government through constitutionally established offices, that is, the governor for Makueni County, the county executive committee member responsible for environmental affairs, the county assembly of Makueni, and all other government and non-governmental agencies dealing or affected with matters of forest management and conservation. 4, following the intergovernmental stakeholders engagement contemplated above, a robust people-centered public participation is conducted in the 30 wards within Makueni County as provided for under Article 1 of the Constitution and Article 10, Sub-Article 2 of the Constitution of Kenya. 5, this county assembly petitions the Senate to cause the Cabinet Secretary responsible for matters of environmental management and conservation to comply with the Constitution of Kenya, Article 42, and other relevant laws dealing with the matters on forest management and conservation in the matters affecting logging, harvesting the forest in the county of Makueni before commencement of the harvesting. 6, county executive member to submit the status report or to the county assembly within 30 days after the adoption of the motion, the county assembly, on the above directives and the measures taken to regulate tree logging and promote afforestation in the county. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? Ayes have it. Honorable members, I have the following directions to make. I've noted that the motion has made reference to Article 42 of the Constitution of Kenya. Article 42 of Constitution of Kenya provides for its under rights, Bill of Rights, and provides for that every person has a right to clean and healthy environment, which includes right to air, have environment protected for benefit of the present and future generations through legislative and measures, particularly those contemplated in Article 69. 2, to have the obligation related to the environment fulfilled under Article 7. Honorable members, the crafters of these constitutions were very keen to have an express or explicit provisions of the constitutional environment. 69 provides as follows. These are obligations in respect to environment. The state shall, in this case, county and national government, ensure sustainable exploitation, utilization, management, and conservation of environment and natural resources, and ensure equitable sharing of accruing benefits. B, work to achieve and maintain tree cover at the least 10% of the land area in Kenya. C, protect and enhance intellectual property in indigenous knowledge and biodiversity, genetic resources, and community. D, encourage public participation in management, protection, and conservation of environment. Take note, encourage public participation on management, protection, and conservation, not harvesting, of environment. E, protect genetic resources and biological diversity. F, establish systems of environmental impact assessment, environmental audit, and monitoring of the environment. Honorable members, I take note particularly on Article 69B that refers to working to achieve and maintain tree cover of at least 10% of the land area in Kenya. How will the land of Kenya achieve 10% of tree cover if Makueni is removing the tree cover that is existing? And therefore, this is a violation of the Constitution and the spirit of this Constitution. Further to that, honorable members, Honorable Mwoki referred to Article 70 of the Constitution of Kenya, which states as follows. In enforcing the environmental rights, which some members have indicated that they wish to demonstrate or mobilize people in Makueni to stop the excesses, you need not to. But anyway, it is your right to do so under Article 1. However, there is Article 70, which provides as follows, that if a person alleges or feels that the right to clean and healthy environment recognized and protected under Article 2 has been, is being, or is likely to be denied, violated, infringed, or threatened, that person may apply to court for redress in addition to any other legal remedies that are available in respect to the same matter. 2, on application under Clause 1, the court may make any order or give any direction it is considered appropriate, and A, to prevent, to stop any action or omission that is harmful to environment. B, to compel any public officer to take measures to prevent or discontinue an act or omission that is harmful to environment. And C, to provide compensation for any victim of violation on the right to clean and healthy environment. And 3, for purposes of this article, any applicant to a court does not need to demonstrate that any person has incurred any loss or suffered injury. And therefore, honorable members, this Constitution empowers this assembly and any other person in this county to stop any intention, any thought, any dream to imagine of depriving the people of Makueni the right to clean and healthy environment. The debate should be on conservation of Makueni forest and tree cover, aware that Makueni is a semi-arid area, but the imagination and the dream to deprive people of Makueni the vegetation and forest cover that serves for purposes of agriculture and environment, including sources of water, is unacceptable as approved by this House. Therefore, I direct that this motion, as approved by the County Assembly, be conveyed to the following. 1, to His Excellency, the Governor of Makueni County, who is a person elected as the leader of this county government of Makueni. 2, to the County Commissioner of Makueni, who is responsible for the coordination of national government business. 3, to the County Forest Conservator, who had inscribed a letter to the clerk of the County Assembly and invited specific members of the County Assembly to attend to the purported public petition, public participation against the procedures of the County Assembly instead of inviting the County Assembly Committee. And 3, to the County Executive Committee member responsible for environment and climate change, and any other relevant stakeholder contemplated in this motion or deemed to be relevant in this course for implementation. Honorable members, it is so directed. Honorable members, the Assembly now stands adjourned until tomorrow, Wednesday, 4th of March, year 2026, at 14:30 hours.